absolutely love San Francisco. I love playing for Kyle. I love playing for Mike McDaniel. Bobby Turner, my running back coach, is an absolute OG. And want to send him out the right way. But there's a lot more factors that come into play now that I'm 29 years old. I've been married for a while. We want to start a family soon. So it's tough because our whole family is on the East Coast. And being out there on the West Coast is rough to, really have our first child and basically be alone. So that's something I have to, think about and weigh in on my decision. But it's also, it's football. Like, I want to be on a competitive team. I know the Niners, I know that we can get back to where we were a year ago. So, it's tough for me to want to just, give up on what I started. You talked about that press conference where we all got introduced. I felt like it was like a recruiting class in college. I did my 4 years at Baltimore. Now I was going to go do another 4 years, at my new school with all my new teammates. And I just felt like I was such a big part of starting what we did in San Francisco that it is something I want to finish. So those are all things that are going to have to be, have to work themselves out. And also the salary cap, that makes everything a little trickier too, because now, teams don't have the money to spend that they thought they did. And, it's not all about money, but a lot of it, comes down to money. This is a business.
Not trying to work for free here,
Yeah, exactly. And I am 29 years old, so I don't know how many more long-term deals I'm going to sign. I do want to, I have no plans of going anywhere for, good 5 or 6 years, but, I don't think you're going to be signing too many long-term deals when you're 35 and playing fullback. So this, might be my last long-term one, and I got to maximize it.
That is what Kyle Juszczyk told us about impending free agency. He's a free agent. We'll talk about what he had to say in a second. But first, Middlecoff, don't forget you can find the full podcast down in the description below.
Are we free agents?
I mean, it's a good question.
Keep our options
perpetually.
Yeah. Subscribe to the page also. Like the video. Leave any comment below in the comment section.
So you listen to that, and you think about how emotional he got when he cleaned out his locker and talked to the media at the beginning of the month after the season was over. And you hear a guy who is definitely realistic about the possibility that just being back with the Niners is not likely. I would say at this point it's unlikely that he returns based on just the conversation with him. What do you think?
I just think there's so much unknown. I mean, I think it's easy to say, yeah, it's unlikely. He has two things going for him. One, he's a good player, so teams like keeping good players. Two, the coach loves him, and the coach is the boss here. So if there is a way to get it done, you never know. To me, the uncertainty on rosters right now is as crazy as it's ever been, right? We have no clue what is going to shake out over these next. I think free agency officially starts on the 17th. I heard someone say that. I don't know. I would lean
10 minutes ago.
I would lean he's gone. The 17th is the date, right? But there's that couple day window.
Yeah, there's a couple days. But
regardless,
it's
middle
17th.
of March.
1 o'clock Pacific on the 17th.
We don't even know the salary cap yet. We don't know, are the Niners going to re-sign Trent Williams? Who are the Niners going to re-sign? What's going to happen with their quarterback? So, yeah, I don't expect him to be a 49er, but I by no means would say it's not possible, right?
No, it's a great insight into how much there is to consider. But yes, teams like to retain good players, but good players also create demand, and there is now probably going to be more demand for him than there was when the Niners got him. And there was demand as we turned out talking to him. Like the Bills had offered him a contract, and he told the Niners, just match the Bills offer, and I'm there. So it's not like there wasn't demand the first time around. They had to make him the highest paid fullback in NFL history because there was demand. Yeah. But now there's just more Kyle guys around. I'll tell you, a team.
But he's really not that expensive. But
right.
There's a balance of like the luxury of his position. The Niners used him. I think the Niners feel good about his usage for them. Other teams question, is he worth, even if it's a 2-year deal, 2 years, $10 million guaranteed. Let's just say $8 million guaranteed, basically on the hook for 2 years. Are we going to use him enough to get that value? The Niners know. I just wonder other teams. That will be his problem for being a Pro Bowl level player. I just see the way these negotiations and ranking free agents on the list of free agents for being a good player, he's going to be one of the last guys
I think it's from listening to him
for a
talk,
lot of teams.
From listening to him talk, I think the ideal situation here's what's the ideal situation. The most money is on a good team, right? And it might be on the East Coast, but if the Niners offer me the most money, I'd come back to the Niners because I like it here. If they got close, if they matched, maybe still, I don't know. Like Miami, right? It's a good team. Eastern Seaboard, if they gave him the most money, I think that would be a relatively, I don't want to say easy because he clearly wants to be back in San Francisco. I think where it would get interesting is like, would to me, the Jets would look at him and go, the Jets are in a similar spot the Niners were when the Niners signed Kyle Juszczyk as a free agent, right? Like,
Yes.
we're not very good. We think we're about to start something here. Here's a useful player who also is like, he can help set the standard of what we're supposed to do. And we know he can do it because he just did it. And, guess what? The head coach and the new offensive coordinator think very highly of him. And you have some money. So you could afford something like that. But would he want to, if the Jets are offering the most, it does check the box of being on the East Coast, but are they ready to win? Well, it depends. He might really believe in Robert Saleh. And I mean, I know he does believe in Saleh and LaFleur and go, okay, in 2 years, we can be what the Niners were, maybe, because it happened really quickly in San Francisco. I don't know.
What about the Bills? What if the Bills come calling again?
At the Bills, I think
they're
that,
equipped,
yeah.
ready to roll.
He didn't want to go to Buffalo the first time. This is a different situation.
Yeah, I'd say Miami'd have to be interested. But if I would, to me, the Bills, if they call, they got to be near the top of the list of any team in the league, right? Their offense is loaded. Their offensive coaching staff's coming back. Their head coach is a high-level guy.
Quarterback's good.
It does feel like a team that's right on the cusp that could compete for a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? You join the Bills, you're a playoff team.
Right. You're a real Super Bowl contender.
Yeah. And if you get a multi-year deal, that's hard to pass up. Because there is some, I would say, a little bit unknown with the Dolphins. Like they've been winning with special teams and defense. It's the least sustainable thing. Like sustain is quarterback play, right? You can't just out defense and scheme people every year, right, to win 10 games. You're going to need good quarterback play.
But I know this, when Kyle Juszczyk is sitting at the kitchen table or on the couch with his wife and they're talking about it, he's like, I guarantee what one thing that gets said is like, Miami's pretty warm, though. Like that gets said. He said it when the Niners signed him. It's like, it's nice and warm out here. I like the sun.
And they won last year, so you just go,
won.
why wouldn't we win again? And their coach is viewed high level. I just need to know more about the quarterback.
What do you do if
situation.
Belichick calls? It's like, did he offer the most money? I don't know. He offered the most money?
Just,
how much? How much
so
the most?
hard.
Oh, a lot the most?
It's so difficult. But high-level people like other high-level people.
Yeah.
So
Belichick would like him.
I think Belichick is going to like him.
Packers, Seahawks. You mentioned the Seahawks to him.
I think the Seahawks, Packers, the Falcons. They just got Arthur Smith. I could see them with Matt Ryan. Guy's going to just have a ton of options.
Titans. Good players. Good players have options. Yeah.
Yeah.